Hi, good people. Hi, beautiful people, and now welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is Mary, and the channel goes by the name Mary's Motivation, where we are all about motivation, inspiration, a lot of educational content, personality test, and this is the place where you need to be. So if you are not subscribed, please make a point of subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. And on today's video, guys, I want us to think about this question that we get asked a lot, and most especially during interviews. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. So it might be outside an interview, but most of the time, the context in which this question is asked is during interviews. Tell me about yourself. So if I ask you or pose the question to you, tell me about yourself, how would you answer this question? And this is what I want us to talk about and see how we can answer this question in case of an interview or even beyond the interviews and even interaction with other people. So come along, guys, and let's get straight into this video. So picture this. You have been called for an interview. You are there. Of course, you arrive beforehand so that you get good time to prepare and even tone it down so that you are not tense. You are dressed for the part. You're ready and you want to get into that interview room. And then your time comes and you're called into the interview room. You enter and you're told, please have a seat, and you do have that seat. And the first question which you get posed to you is, Mary, in this case, which is me, I'm using myself as an example. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself. How would you go about answering this question? And I'm here, guys, helping you to know how you can answer this question. So this is how it goes, guys. When the question is posed to you, or let's start when you enter into the room, and for example, the interviewers introduce themselves. I am so and so, I am so and so, and then you go on and say, I am Mary. And for example, also you start by thanking them for this opportunity, for giving you that interview. And then when they ask you, tell us about yourself, how do you go about it? So the first thing, of course, is to thank the interviewer and then continue on by stating your name. So for example, my name is Mary, and you give your full names. My name is Mary, that's your name, and then say where you come from. For example, I have been born and raised in a certain place. For example, I was born and raised in, let's say, Nakuru or Nyeri or Kisumu or wherever, but now I reside in Nairobi. For now, I reside in Nairobi. And then you continue on and say everything about yourself. For example, the personal details about yourself. You say, for example, I am married, or you can say you are single. You can also talk about your family. You can say my mother's name and your father's name, and then say you have how many siblings, because these people literally want to know about things about you that they may be useful in this interview. So do not leave anything to chance. So tell them everything about yourself. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter. If you're single, tell them you're single. You can say how many siblings you have if you want to, guys. That's why I'm saying you can dive into it as deep as you want to, but there are some things which are basic. Like for example, for me, I can also say I am a content creator. Then after that, then you can also dive into your education. You move on to your education and say, I have a degree or I am a graduate of a certain university, and you have a certain degree or you have a certain diploma, you go and say what you have. And if, for example, you are doing excuse me, if you are doing a master's or you are doing a PhD, you go on and say that you have enrolled in a certain institution for your master. So that is your education background. You start from the one which is at the top, or the one that you hold at the moment. Maybe, for example, you have an MBA. If you have a BSc or a BA, you say that. Then from the education, now you can move on to your experience. For example, you can say, I have 2 years working experience in HR, that is human resource. Or you can say you have 2 years experience in sales, you have 2 years experience in the medical field, you have 2 years experience in various places. So you see, guys, how we moved from your name, and then we moved from where you live, then we moved to telling them about yourself, just simply explaining a little bit about yourself. Then you move to your education, where you are right now, and if you are enrolled in an ongoing course. Then from there you can move on to your work experience, as I am talking about. You say your experience, how many years you have in a certain field or in a certain area of specialization. Then from your experience, guys, you can now move on to tell them about your hobbies and your skills. So for example, you say my hobbies are traveling, my hobbies are listening to music, my hobbies are cooking, maybe all that. You give your hobbies. You can also give your skills. If you have strong communication skills, you have strong analytical skills, you have strong ability to work in a team, you give your hobbies and you give your skills, guys. It may look really easy, but when you get there, maybe you might freeze. So make sure that you have prepped beforehand. And the best thing that you can do is look through your CV, because tell me about yourself is almost everything that we're talking about here is on your CV. Your name, your marital status, for example, all that, your educational background, your experience, your hobbies, your skills. Make sure that you have gone through your CV, your curriculum vitae beforehand, because tell us about yourself is simply telling you to tell those people what is in your CV in a nutshell. So tell them your hobbies, tell them your skills, and tell them what you like doing. Maybe you had enrolled in a certain institution, you can say you have a certain course and you have done a certain course. If you're good at playing games and all that, maybe you have a love for singing and entertaining. That is what you should be saying, guys. That is what you should be saying, because these people want to know about you. Then from your hobbies and your skills, the next thing you can talk about is your strengths and your weaknesses. So for example, your strengths, you can say you are self-motivated, you are hardworking, you are honest, you have the ability to work in a team, you have good negotiation skills. If it's in sales, you are able to work in a team. You can be a leader. For example, if you have been a leader in previous instances or even in your previous jobs. The next thing, for example, you can give after your strength also your weaknesses, but do not draw attention to those weaknesses. You can just say, for example, you are really hard on yourself, you have self-criticism, maybe you are an overthinker, if maybe you don't meet deadlines, things that are associated with your work. Then from there, you can talk about your goals. So for your goals, you can say that for your short-term goals, for example, you want to get the job. You want to get a job so that you can be able to use your skills and use your experience and move forward in your career, as you also help out in that institution or even in that company. For the future goals, maybe 5 years or future goals, you can tell them, or you can state that you would like to see yourself in a good position or a high position in that company, moving from one step to the next. You see, guys, those are the things that you should talk about when you are asked the question, tell us about yourself. And then from there, the interviewer will prompt you with other questions they will have for you. Make sure you go in there confident, you're dressed for the part, and I know, guys, that if you do that, you will also get what you desire. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope that this video was helpful. It was really prompted by myself, even thinking about it maybe as I prepare for something. So guys, make sure that you use these tips to help you and for your advantage in future, and even when you're invited for various interviews. So thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends and your family, and also if you have not subscribed, please make a point of subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you then.